well now, I'm back here. Ugh. Hello. Sorry, I'm lost.
Sorry?
I'm lost.
Where do you want to go?
No, I'm looking for the exit. Mokala National Park. Situated 60, 70 kilometers outside Kimberly in the Northern Cape. This is SANParks' newest park, and I've been quite surprised to see quite a lot of mammals. I think I've seen so far gemsbok, oryx, springbok, warthog, tsessebe, zebra, and a couple of others, I think. Very pleasant. I'm quite surprised. I was booked at the main camp, which is close to the entrance, Mosu Lodge. But when I got there, very disappointed. You park your vehicle at reception and then you walk to your chalet. Now, none of the South African national parks have that arrangement. And they don't have that arrangement because South Africans want their vehicles with them where they're living, because they've got lots of stuff in there. It's maybe just a South African thing. But in my case, for example, everything is in this vehicle. So I would have to get a trolley and take everything down to my chalet and then bring everything up. And anybody who travels quite a lot will know you don't get it all right the first time. There's always something you've got to go back for. So I expressed my disappointment with this, and the lady at reception was very accommodating. Suggested that I then move to Lilydale camp, where I am now, where you park right next to your chalet, which is what I did. And then I said, surely, I mean, this is not an international park. It's not renowned. It's not like Kruger. I said, South Africans use this park. So I asked her, surely you must get lots of complaints about this? And she acknowledged, yes, they do. But then, interestingly enough, she advised me that this used to be a safari lodge or a hunting lodge. I'm not sure which it was, this particular park. It was in private hands. And SANParks didn't build the accommodation. They took it over as it was. And that's why it's not the normal SANParks recipe. Which is interesting. And then, of course, one can understand how this happened. But once before, I've stayed in such an arrangement. It was a few years ago at the Fish River Canyon. A quite pretentious lodge, I thought. Oh, so green, oh, so terribly green. Which essentially were all just money-saving drives. And there, again, the chalets were situated right on the ridge overlooking the canyon. Very beautiful, magnificent. And vehicles were again parked at reception. And you had to trundle everything along. And when I inquired, why do you do this? of the management. They told me they were scared that people would fall off into the canyon with their motor vehicles. Yeah. But that particular lodge was geared very much to international tourism, and their prices were according. And when you're dealing with international tourists, they don't bring all their stuff with them. They don't do overlanding normally. They fly in, they get carted to whichever lodge they're going to, and then they go on game drives with people and these layered vehicles, and they see monkeys, and they see zebra, and they see impala, and that's fine. That's fine for the international tourist. It's not a recipe that will work for South Africans, and it will not work for overlanders. So sandparks, I understand absolutely why it is so, and why the recipe is different to the normal sandparks recipe. But Lilydale, where you can park right next to your chalet, is beautiful. It's lovely. I'm very glad that I moved to Lilydale. Chalets are nice. The one negative that I could raise, and it's a small one, there's very little space to put anything. And I imagine that when this accommodation was built by the previous owner, it was on the basis that everything is supplied. You come in with your bag of clothes and that's it, and meals are catered for, etc., etc. Again, for overlanding, it's not the right recipe. That's the only quibble I could possibly raise. There isn't enough space to put things. Otherwise, there's a stove with hot plates, oven, air conditioning, excellent shower, hot water, hot, as hot as you want it, and good pressure. And you don't always find that. I am now so tired of gas geysers. To try and make a gas geyser work is in itself an engineering marvel if you get it right. But yes, I like this park. I will certainly be coming back. Now this morning I'm going to just drive around exploring. I want to see particularly the campsite. I seldom book, well, it's not true. I was going to say I seldom book a campsite without first knowing what it's like. You can't always do that. But while I'm here, I do want to see the campsite, because the next time I come back will hopefully be in summer, and then camping is the first choice of option. Not so good in winter. This place gets cold. It gets very cold. Yesterday morning was -1 when I got into the vehicle, and that was about 9 o'clock. So it can get very, very cold. And I have no doubt it gets very, very hot in summer too. Open plains. There's a warthog all alone, which is unusual. Where's your family, sunshine? A big male. Open plains, grassland, some mountainous areas. Quite unique scenery, actually very attractive. Now, for some unknown reason that it escapes me, the Garmin GPSs now have speed limits sort of built into them. Right in the corner there's always the speed limit, which is useful. But for some unknown reason, the speed limit in this park is set to 10 kilometers an hour. I'm currently traveling at 21. And so ding dings, ding dings, ding dings warning me I'm over the speed limit. Now the speed limit isn't 10 kilometers an hour. I mean, that would just be perverse. It is in fact 40. But unfortunately Garmin has got this 10 kilometers an hour and it's going to let me know constantly. I could switch it off. I could throw it out of the window, but that would be polluting. Irritating little thing. Springbok. And for some reason, I cannot find my Tracks for Africa GPS. This one doesn't have Tracks for Africa on it, and I'm not sure why. I'm going to have to load that on at some stage. But my Tracks for Africa GPS is here somewhere in this vehicle. There are about 3 places it is likely to be. And at some stage when I'm utterly bored, I must go and look in those 3 places and find it. But I'm not yet utterly bored. Little bird. The bird life here is prolific. I don't know what most of these birds are. I can't identify them. But the predominant color is brown. LBJs. I think that is a Sesame. What are you? Look at me. Stop eating. Lift your head up. I want to see who you are. Mokala is the Setswana word for camel thorn, kameeldoorn, and there are the most beautiful specimens here, gnarled and twisted, which is so iconic of the camel thorn. Now there is a huge bird's nest in this camel thorn. Some form of social nest. I think it's probably the sociable or social weaver. I'm approaching the Motswedi campsite. I'm really intrigued to see what this campsite looks like. This is a park I will be returning to, without a doubt. Earlier I left the Stoffberg bird hide. Great little bird hide. A little dam right in front of the bird hide. In the short time I was there, Sesame came to drink, Springbok came to drink, Warthog came to drink, and lots of little birds. Approaching the campsite, I can see a couple of vehicles. Motswedi campsite, strictly residents only. I'm going to break the rule because I want to see what it looks like. Well, there are certainly people camped here. Quite a few. Three groups of people here. Four groups of people, yeah. It looks as though there is a water hole there, but very dry at the moment. Just a bit of mud in the center. And monkeys. Yeah, vervet monkeys at all campsites. Well, the Motswedi campsite looks quite attractive. Small campsite, only 6 sites, and each site has got plenty of shade. And each site has its own toilet, shower, kitchen with a gas freezer fridge, hot water, solar powered hot water, 2-plate gas stove. Quite nice. And lighting, and I imagine the lighting is also then solar powered. Not too much privacy, which I would say is the biggest negative. There's a water hole right in front of the campsites, and there's water in it with a pump. Right, now I've got to somebody coming the other way. They've moved out, thank you. There we go. The camp obviously at some stage was fenced with electric fencing, but only about so high. So I'm not sure. It was probably to keep antelope out. Most of it is now broken down though. But there's nothing in this park that's going to come and eat you, so it really isn't a problem. The biggest problem is the vervets and the baboons. And these vervets were hanging around when I left. They were still there. They probably never really leave. While there's food that could be for the taking. But I think that campsite is worth a visit. Each of the sites are numbered. And I saw a key while I was there. that you are obviously given a key to the bathroom or whatever with the site number on it. So it would appear to me that you have to book the site that you want, or they'll just be allocated to you. But it's not like most of Sandparks camping, where first come first served, and you choose your site if it's whatever is available. It looks that these are pre-booked, and as long as you know that and you know what the campsite looks like, then you can request the site that you want beforehand if it's available. But yes, I think Motswedi campsite, well worth a visit.